Welcome back to Two Limes and Lemon. This week we're still on 'Tis the Season. We're diving straight into the pure holiday nostalgia with the Muppet's Christmas Carol. I loved that movie as a kid. It was one of those films that instantly switched on my Christmas spirit the second it started. The songs are absolute bangers, the humour is perfectly unhinged, and honestly, the movie just gets me and I just love everything about it. It's heartwarming, it's hilarious, and somehow both sort of got a cosy and chaotic feel in the best possible way. So grab your hot chocolate, dust off your little tiny felt top hat, and let's start talking about the Muppet's Christmas Carol.
Is it just start with us talking?
Yeah, Dave's gonna do us some like a jingle, I think.
Dave.
Nah.
Danielle.
Two Limes and a Lemon. Okay, hi everyone. So this jolly old season, I am with my two hosts. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Yeah, so we've got Nat and Danielle as always. Before we start getting into the lovable world of the Muppets, I just want to see what we've been consuming. So have you had your Christmas dinners yet? So yeah, before that, we have a little look at what we've been consuming. So this could be movies, TV shows, food, anything leading us up to Christmas. So Danielle, what have you been consuming this week?
I was enjoying playing that puzzle game a few weeks ago, and so I found another set of puzzle games that I've been playing that are part of this series called the Rusty Lake Games. And so it's very point and click, but it's all puzzle based, and it's got like this weird, creepy kind of storyline to it. It's, again, I feel like my things are hard to explain lately, but I'm enjoying it. It's on Steam, and I was able to like, they're all games that take less than an hour to do, but I was able to get like a bundle of them.
Yeah.
And I'm just running around pointing and clicking and solving little puzzles.
Completely not with the festive season or theme. I've been playing Outlast Trials quite a bit, which is like a horror game that's just appeared on the PlayStation, like freebies part. It's very like horror based, where you're stuck in like these different trials that you have to try and get out of. Each one's got like a different like set of objectives. Like one of them, they're all like quite deranged, I suppose is the word I would use. I suppose if you've played like the normal Outlast games, you kind of already know what the vibe is. But it's all just very
nudity, right?
Pardon?
Nudity everywhere.
There's a lot of nudity, yeah. Which you can turn on or off. I will say you can. I mean, obviously you're not going to turn it off, but yeah, and it's a lot of like mannequins and like just weird people, but it's good for a laugh. It's like you get like a little house, well, I say a room in like this ward where you all kind of get put in, like all the multiplayer people, and you get little decorations to do up like your little room in this ward, which is like me to a T really, because I'm like, oh, it's like a good multiplayer game and it's got a little bit of decorating.
So I had two guests this weekend, and they are very much into was it I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
Oh, okay.
So my mum and my nan. So they watched I Am a Celeb, and I watched 2 episodes of it. It's not my thing. It's just, I don't know how, I think they're like an hour and a half, maybe hour and 15 minutes long, I think, as an episode. And it's just so much of nothing.
Who's in this one? I haven't watched the new one.
Jack Osbourne's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Some YouTubers might be in there. People from Emmerdale. It's a lot of like just very, very low celebs going in. Apart from Jack Osbourne's the only one I was like, I know who that one is.
Yeah.
Lisa Riley.
Oh, okay, from Emmerdale.
Yeah, but like, so my issue with it is it feels it's very forced.
Is it happening? Is it live? Is it happening now?
So when people have watched this, the winner would have been announced. So I think we should know now, to be honest, as we're recording this. But, well, you're going to have to tell me.
Tell us in the comments who won.
Yeah. Please tell me. I'm on my edge of my seat. Christmas Eve, tell me. So, without further ado, The Muppets Christmas Carol, the beloved film loved by all and seen by all, apart from one Natalie, who has never seen it before. So my first question really was going to be focusing on like your first time remember watching it and its strong childhood memories. But
oh yes, I remember it well. It was about 3 days ago.
Look, I'm not much better. My first time watching it was a year ago.
Oh, there we go
really?
then.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'll talk about this.
Over to you.
Well, I mean, like, I saw it on VHS when it first came out, and as a kid, like, I was fully drawn into the story and like scared when I'm supposed to be scared, and the music. For me, I like watching it when I was watching it with you, Nat, was the music. It's really like the soundtrack. It's not just the songs and stuff, but like the scary bit of the music and all that kind of just works really well for a kid to watch it. Like the whole Christmas future stuff with the hooded cloaked kind of big puppet guy pointing at things.
I love the aesthetic of the Christmas future.
And it's all like really low kind of kind of like strings and everything. It's very, very like well made, I think, for a Muppets movie.
Well, especially for a movie that was made in 1992. Like it has held up to this, stood the test of time, I suppose.
I think so, yeah. And for me, we'll move on to the next bit in a minute, but when I was younger, when was it Gonzo who's playing Charles Dickens and Rizzo the Rat who's just his friend, they say they're talking to the audience for the most of the film as the narrators. When he goes to Ghost of Christmas Future, they're like, this bit's too scary for us. We're gone. We'll see you at the ending. I remember as a kid, like, physically moving from my chair and going to sit next to my mum because I was like, the scary bit's coming. So I couldn't and be like, ugh. So I was like, oh yeah, I remember doing that. So it's quite funny.
Like, that reminds me of childhood scares. When I was a little kid, probably too young to have watched it, I watched Poltergeist with my dad. And I remember there's the scene where there's like a raw chicken in the sink or something, and the guy starts pulling his face off. And before that scene happened, my dad told me to put my hands over my eyes because that scene would be too scary for me. And I continued to do that well into my adulthood. It took me somewhere in my 20s to watch that movie to finally watch that scene without covering my eyes.
We were watching Welcome to Derry today. And I haven't put my hands over my face watching something for ages, but there was a girl in it and she got snail eyes.
Oh.
I don't know if you've seen this, Daniel.
I'm so behind on it. Now I have to catch up.
I can't
well, I don't want to spoil it now, but yeah, there's this girl and she gets snail eyes, and there's a woodworking class. That's all I'll say. And it was like, it made me I was like, I can't watch this.
Do you feel like this film, like watching it, had a sense of like...
It's got whimsy. I'll give it that. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Muppets. Yeah, I know. Shock horror. I did used to like Sesame Street, but I just wasn't really into the Muppets.
Well, we had some clarifying discussion. There are some branded Muppets that you like, right?
Oh yeah. See, I don't really like the Muppets, and I think we established the reason I don't really like them is because the comedy of the Muppets is kind of slapstick. And I'd rather a story that has funny elements in it rather than like a comedy where they are expecting me to find it funny. That's kind of my issue with it. But I love like Jim Henson creatures, like Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, things like that were things that I grew up with and absolutely loved. I just don't really like these specific Muppets.
You know what? I'll join in a little bit on this. So I grew up with the original Muppet Show, which was like a vaudeville show. So it was a lot of like singing numbers and like comedy routines. And then the original movies, which were all original stories that the Muppets were like playing themselves. Whereas this is them in like an already existing
piece of literature.
Piece of literature. So there was like this, and then there was a Treasure Island, and I think they did Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And those appealed to me.
Down in production value after that.
But these appealed to me a little bit less. And I was like in my later years of high school when this came out, which is why I think I didn't see it when it first came out.
Michael Caine is playing Scrooge.
Mm-hmm.
It's a character you probably wouldn't see with the Muppets. And I watched behind the scenes with him doing an interview, and he was like, the way he went for it was, I am going to pretend these are real people and not puppets, and act off them as if they're like a human, and just go from there. They're not little frogs in little costumes. It's like serious business.
And he's even saying things like whenever he was like, "Oh, it's Fozziwig, the old rubber chicken factory I used to work at." He says it completely straight face with no wink or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember. Like, obviously I know the story of the Christmas Carol, but I don't know it off by heart. So I can't remember if the Scrooge in the original is anything like this Scrooge. But I feel like this Scrooge is quite reasonable in the things that he says and his actions. Like, for example, he wants them to work on Christmas Day, and then they're all like, "Oh, we don't want to work on Christmas Day." And he's like, "Well, explain to me why." And they give him a reason, which the reason's a bit of a farce, we find out later, because Kermit's like, "Oh, everyone else is shut on Christmas Day, so there won't be anybody to do business with." But then later on in the movie, we find out loads of shops are open.
And he's buying presents.
Yeah, when he's buying presents for all these people that hate him later on, yeah. And then he does, in fact, let them have the day off. He doesn't make them come in on Christmas Day.
Begrudgingly.
And then
he begrudgingly gives them the day off.
Doesn't matter if he does it begrudgingly or not. He does let them have the day off. And then obviously there's certain scenes later on where he goes into the future and he finds out that he's dead in the future and all these nasty things that people are saying about him. And he like sheds a little tear and he's like, "I don't want to hear anymore." But I don't know.
Or when he goes to Christmas present and he goes to like his nephew's party, that this would be the next day.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
play this guessing game. It's like yes or no. And then it ends up with this like, it's an unwanted creature. It's not a rat, not a cockroach.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it is. It's Ebenezer Scrooge. And then he's like, and they're all laughing at him. And obviously he's not there, but he's there to
Watching
witness
it,
all.
yeah.
And he's kind of like, and he's like, "Oh, well, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Fuck this." I would have been like, "You know what? Fuck this. I'm going to just make it even worse."
But then later on, he buys them like nice presents. And I'm like, but they don't deserve it. The moral of this is basically like a man that like is holding on to all of his money, so people don't like him. But when he decides to spend it on them, then they want to be his best friend.
One more thing. He goes to get married. No, he's got a girlfriend at the time, and she's like, "I thought we'd be married this by now." And he's like, "Well, we aren't financially there yet. Hopefully next year." "Oh, you said that last year." "I understand, but I want to provide for you and you to have a nice life." And she's like, "Oh, okay. I'm going to sing a song about no, I'm all right. The love is gone. See you later. Every time you go to touch me, I'm going to sort of push myself away." It's so bad that it's a deleted scene. So like, this is making him look like he's a not bad person.
We aren't seeing every aspect of that life. Like, there's probably other factors other than them not getting married in the time frame she wanted. He clearly was like distancing himself from her. But I would argue in the earlier scenes, he will not let the bookkeepers get more coal to warm themselves. They're like freezing in the shop, and he won't let them have like a little bit extra coal to warm themselves.
Bring a scarf to work.
And he clearly underpays
They're
Bob
rats.
Cratchit.
Anyway, they're rats.
Bob Cratchit makes so little money that his little son is dying of some undisclosed illness that includes a limp.
Maybe don't
A cough
have
and a
4 kids
limp.
then. If you can't afford 4 kids, you shouldn't be having 4 kids.
There we go.
You should be having one little frog.
Piggy couldn't have gone on like birth control back then because it didn't exist.
The best birth control is shutting your legs. And I suppose the other thing is at the beginning, obviously somebody comes for charity, isn't it? They want him to pay money for a charity and he says like, no. At the end of the day, charity's there if you want to pay it or not. Like, you can't make people feel bad for not paying into a charity fund.
And then this little tiny rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, Yeah, there's a little tiny rabbit that's like singing, but at that point, and he's already fed up with people asking for his money all the time. And he's like, penny for the song. He's like, you know what, I'm done. And then, have you played the game Detroit before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a scene in Detroit where you keep going, no, humans, I'm a robot, I'm going to do what you say. And at the end, you've got a choice to either dirty bomb everyone or say, or you have the choice to say, no, we're going to be the right person. And I understood how Scrooge felt because I dirty bombed everyone in Chicago.
I did not.
Detroit. I was like, you can push me too far and I'm going to bite back. And that's what he did. He just kicked the...
To be fair, I wrote down the only thing that
away.
Scrooge did wrong in the whole film was like throw the thing at that little rabbit, because the little rabbit hadn't really done anything.
I want to take a quick
so
factoid about this. So in a lot of these later Muppet films, they'll pull in random Muppet characters from other things, and that little bunny always looks so familiar to me. And it was from this like one-off Easter special that the Muppets did called Tale of the Bunny Picnic. And because that stupid bunny puppet is so cute, I think they keep bringing him back into these later things, and nobody has any reference of where he was originally used.
I mean, aesthetically, this movie is great. Like, I can't fault it aesthetically. Yeah, like you say, there's like the miniatures at the start and the look, especially of the Ghost of Christmas Future or whatever it is. Like, those are like strikingly good looking bits of film, I would say.
Now, as opposed to I thought that the Ghost of Christmas Past was a bit odd looking.
Dave actually explained that to me when we were watching it.
Yeah. So they built a puppet and stuck it in a water tank and filmed it on a black screen so they could key it out easier. And then they kind of just filmed it in slow motion. So it made all that sort of wispy kind of ethereal ghost look. The face looks really weird.
Yeah, that's
it looks very much like the Dark Crystal Girlfriends I wrote down.
Oh, yeah.
Like that sort of puppet.
Well, I looked up because that one sort of bothered me the most out of the three ghosts, and I looked up, and canonically in the book, it's described, the Ghost of Christmas Past is described as both old and young, carrying a large cap in the shape of a candle extinguisher. So I can kind of see the face of that thing being sort of old yet young, kind of almost like one of those like dried apple creatures. Have you ever seen those where it's like a craft where they take an apple and they dry it out and they make it into like the head of a little old person?
Nope, can't say I have. That might be a fever dream.
Yeah, there was one that was like a not canonically a scene from this where he's in the future and he goes into this alley and there's like a spider, Old Joe.
I love Old Joe.
Who is like fake. He's like the Fagin character.
Yeah.
And there's one puppet in there. I didn't pause it, but it looked like they had used a dried out orange instead of a regular puppet. Like it had a very strange
Yes,
look
I know
to it.
exactly the one you mean. Yeah, it did look like a dried out orange peel.
Yeah. Any favourite songs, and tell me why it slaps?
My one, although I don't know what the song was called, was the Marley and Marley song that they sang with the chains.
Everybody loves that one.
That was
the chains.
I couldn't even tell you where the other songs fell, but I remember that one.
What is it about it you liked about it? Was it?
I think
it's like the villain song.
It was all like black and white, wasn't it? It was all like ghosty. Yeah. There was like more and more chains that seemed to come in like Hellraiser from the side as the song progressed.
My favourite song is the opening song, the one when they're singing about Scrooge.
Oh right, as it's going through the streets.
Yeah,
is this?
Just because I like he got the beat. He's walking to the thing. It's like his footsteps are going along with the tune.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all like this mystery man, and they're all like singing about him.
It's a bit like Belle at the beginning of Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, except they're just like, we hate this prick.
I do enjoy this film. I do not find the songs that memorable, and so the only one that I remember is the one, that opening one, and only because Dave keeps singing it to us.
I sent it to you the other week.
Yes.
He did.
And I don't know why.
You didn't just send us the song, you sent us the voice note of you singing the song.
And I don't know why the songs aren't memorable for me, because it's got all, like, Paul Williams wrote the songs. He did all the songs for the Muppet movie, which are, like, ingrained in my brain. But these ones, I don't know, for some reason just don't stick with me. They're not bad. I just don't know why they don't stick with me.
Well, that's what I said. Like, even though it was a song I liked and I picked it as, like, oh, if we say what our favourite songs is, I couldn't even tell you what it was called or any of the lyrics.
Okay, some of the CGI is questionable.
Well, it's from 1992.
Like when they're flying out. Yeah, so when they're flying out the window, when the Ghost of Christmas Present disappears, you've got this like stock kind of Christmas lights put on top of him, which looks pretty dated now. But there are some bits that makes me go, how did they do that? There's a bit where Rizzo, the rat, falls into a barrel and he gets up and he's like looking up and he's tapping his feet. And I'm like, how do they do that? Is it like they've got there's little bits where you see him moving without the puppeteers there. And I'm like, is that keyed out? Is that done this? I can't see the keying out if it was, because it would have been 90s and it's really obvious.
Well,
how did they do some of these puppet tricks?
From the earlier Muppet movie, there was a similar sort of thing where they had Kermit and Piggy riding bikes in Central Park, where you could fully see their full bodies and legs. And I can't remember how they did that either. But the Jim Henson studio was like pretty innovative with figuring out ways to do these puppets. I will say the one effect that I thought was, and this seemed like something that could have been added in later, was whenever the Ghost of Christmas Present fades away, there was this like little twinkle light effect on top of him that that's what I was talking about earlier. It looks really cheap.
Yeah.
I'm a Scrooge when it comes to video games characters, and I make them do nasty things. What's your Scrooge moments in life? Let's start with you, Danielle.
The closest, on like just hearing about this now and not having prep, I think I have been pushed several times to Scrooginess with customer service. I can, like, especially whenever you get people that aren't understanding. Man, I go into this story. Whenever I moved back here after my mother had passed away, again, not a funny story, but I had she had cable, like basic cable with a box, and it took me, I think, 3 weeks almost every day calling the customer service to figure out a way for them to get this, because it was like in the height of COVID and I didn't have a car to drive, and I couldn't figure out, they couldn't give me a clear explanation of how to return this cable box so that I wasn't paying for the cable service anymore that I didn't want. And it was just the frustration of that over and over again. I said some choice words to some customer service people.
Yeah. But I know, I agree with you. Like, it's so frustrating because I've been trying, I had to try and sort my gas out a few times, or the internet went wrong, and I had to try and sort that. And you're really clear with what the problem is. They're still like, I don't know what you want. I'm like, I don't know, because you have to explain it, because when you call them again, you've got to explain the same story about 8 times.
Yes.
And you want to do the abridged version because you've heard it so many times, but it's new for them. So I'm like, is it not written down by someone in your team?
Well, my problem is they oftentimes have like a script of what they're supposed to say to basically get you off the phone. And so hearing like the same, like them appeasing me, knowing that nothing is getting done, that starts to weigh on my nerves. But let's move off of my Scrooginess. How have you been a Scrooge, Natalie?
This makes me sound like I'm trying to be like, I'm wonderful, but I can't really think of anything. I'm so like anti-confrontational that I can't think of a moment
what
where...
about people just stopping in public?
Okay. Yeah. I do have a thing where, I mean, I don't know if this is a Scrooge, but where people just stop right in front of you and you're out like shopping and things, that really drives me nuts. Also, when people don't move over, like when, like if you're walking like two abreast and then other people are walking two abreast, and you like usually like me and Jason like will go like single file, and then if they don't, like I see red, like I am like, no, I'm now gonna walk in the middle of the path whether or not we're single file or not. And like I don't know if you have the video for like the 90s music video Bittersweet Symphony over in America, where it's like this guy just walking down the street and knocking into everybody and not giving a crap. And that is
That's
like what I
plowing
become.
No, I haven't been in a city for a while, but I've lived in like several bigger cities, and especially, yeah, you get somebody walking like 3 across, and they expect you to walk into the mud. Nope. I
Yeah.
lay my. I mean, haven't done this in a while. This was years ago, but I would like lay my shoulder into it whenever I walked into them. Like,
Or
move
like you
a little
get
bit.
people that are like all the way across the thing with like prams, and I'm like,
Ugh.
no, like I'm not gonna walk in the dirt because you can't get behind each other and you want to continue your conversation.
Yeah.
Get behind one
Yeah.
another. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know if that's a Scrooge
what-
moment. That's just like
Yeah, but this
something
is,
I've got a beef with.
but that's like a thing that turns you into a Scrooge.
Yeah.
Turns you into
Dave,
an
do you have a
angry
real
person.
world scenario? You've made us into
Yeah,
two
that's what I was trying to
monsters
think.
because we're doing things in real world.
Yeah,
You're just
I
like,
play video games.
I do it in video games, but in the real world, I have a little angel halo over my head.
What really grinds my gears? Well, people stopping in front of me. Queue jumpers. I've got like we was in. Okay, so we left New Zealand and we got to America. We've already been on the plane for 12 hours, and we had to queue through customs. And for some reason, it was going super slow, and we was in this queue for like. We had 6 hours to spend in America, and we could have gone around and seen some stuff, but we spent it like 4 of those hours in the queue. So we was queuing up, and it was going on for day. It was going for ages. I was just losing my mind. I was already tired, and then we got near the end, and this lady out of nowhere just jumped the queue and went in front of us. So we've done this 4-hour sort of wait, and then she just goes, "Yeah, I'm going to go in front," and no one said anything. I was like, would you have said it? Because I was like, is no one seeing it? And then I was like, what are you doing? And I just exploded. I was like, oh no, I've turned into the thing I don't want to be.
Did you actually
Just
say
like,
something to her then?
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? You can't just do this. And there's some person behind us was like, calm down.
What, to you?
Yeah, because I was all like, "Rah!" And then like me and Dan, and she still got through. She went to the front, and then I was just like, huh.
Do you know what another thing
Yeah.
that really annoys me? Now we got into like things that really annoy you.
The Scrooging.
What Scrooging we'll call it. When people
Scrooging.
let their kids chase pigeons when you're in like a town centre, and it's like, one, don't let your kid just like all right, I know pigeons are considered vermin, but don't be horrible to them. And 2, it then makes them fly up into like the faces of the people that are walking around. Like, that really annoys me.
Yeah. Right, so happy Christmas Eve, everyone. But I mean, like, yeah, well, this is part of the film because it's all about being a Scrooge.
But then
so
is that being a Scrooge? Because I feel like they're all rational things that...
Yeah, that's the same
yeah.
thing. It's, we agree with Scrooge. Scrooge
Yeah,
is not
we do.
an angry person.
Maybe not Danielle. I don't
This is
think
why.
Danielle's saying justice for Scrooge, but...
No, I'm not quite on that.
So let's wrap up this Christmas film and think about what our favourite characters were first. So Natalie, what was your favourite character in this movie?
So my best character was Scrooge, because justice for Scrooge, as I've said many times before. And my worst character was
Hashtag.
anybody that besmirched Scrooge. Originally I wrote
Who
down
didn't
Miss
besmirch
Piggy,
him?
but then I was like, no, it's broader than just Miss Piggy. So anyone that besmirched Scrooge.
So
Um,
Gonzo's all right, isn't he?
Pardon?
Gonzo didn't besmirch.
I don't think
Scrooge.
so. And to be
Who?
fair, Kermit never did either, because he was the one that was
He
always
liked
trying
him,
to
though.
kind of defend him. So they've got a free pass.
My favorite character was Gonzo as Charles Dickens. I liked that sort of narrator aspect to this one, and I thought Gonzo was a nice character to do that. My least favorite character was Fred, the nephew. I just thought he wasn't worth much. I think my favorite scene is, and I think this is probably one of my favorite scenes in any Christmas Carol adaptation, is when you meet the ghost of the present, and he's just like in this opulent, bright, and there's all this food around him. And in this one, they established that he's like a little bit forgetful, so he keeps saying the same thing to Scrooge.
Oh, I like old Joe. Come on, what we got for old Joe? Because he's like all weird and tingly, and like why is he in some sort of weird? And he's getting bed sheets off like a moth. It's like really
Yeah.
weird. Oh, these are still warm. He's like a Dark Souls character. And then least favourite character, probably Tiny Tim. He's playing it up a bit.
Do you know what? When he said worst cat, I was like, he's going to pick Tiny Tim. I knew it.
He's like, and he's like, all right, yeah, we get it. You're sick.
Eat your turkey.
But that's Tiny Tim's thing. He's so optimistic, even though he's like dying. He's just like, God bless us, everyone. Hobble, hobble, hobble.
Yeah.
And
Hobble.
For me, they picked Robin, Kermit's nephew, who I love as a Muppets
Robin.
Character. He's the one that sings halfway up the stairs.
The stairs is the stair that I sit. As a kid, I think my favourite scene was when the Christmas present is singing about how good everything is, and then he gets Scrooge to sort of dance along with him a bit, and everyone's spinning. And that lady has that amazing kind of dress that's spinning around.
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember
You were
that.
like, cool.
I did say that. It's like she's having the best day,
bit.
just like spinning around in a big billowy dress.
Yeah. So last bit we do is to sort of give the film out of 5 lemons.
Or limes.
Or limes, if you're me in that. Danielle, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I gave this 4. I think it's a solid, good family fun holiday film. It's not one of them that I'm constantly reaching. Like, I don't have as strong of a tie to it as you do, Dave, to go for it, but I enjoy it when I watch it. And it's one that I think is, since watching it last year, will be in the future rotation.
I gave it a 3, which is probably higher than I thought I was going to give it, because I have put off watching this because of my dislike for the Muppets. But I can see why it's a good children's movie. I don't particularly like any of the songs, and obviously they take up quite a bit of the screen time. But I think it was a fun watch. I don't know if it was because obviously Dave was there and he's got nostalgia, so it was like kind of watching it through his eyes a little bit as well. But it was a good solid Christmas movie.
I'm going to give it a 5 limes out of 5 for the end of this year. I loved it. I remember it got shown in the cinema last year and I watched it then as well.
Nice.
There's always like special screenings of it, so I want to take my nieces to watch it.
That would be
I think they
good.
might enjoy it. So that is the end of our 'Tis the Season Christmas watches. I hope you have a lovely Christmas day and eat lots of Christmas food and have a lot of rest and relaxation if you're having it.
Buy your turkey before the day of so that you have time to cook it. Don't do to be like Scrooge and buy it the same morning.
Or just find a rich old man to buy all your Christmas presents and your Christmas food for you. There's another tip.
Yeah. But yeah, if you feel yourself haunted by some ghostly spirits, just know who your friends are and just be a bit wise. Don't just throw all your money away straight away. Maybe think about the right people in your life and give them a little text. That's all they need. They don't need like 400 quid. Just send them a text. But yeah, so that is goodbye from me and Merry Christmas.
Goodbye from me, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Bye from me, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, etc., etc.
See ya!
Bye!
Bye!